All right, so she's giving me that look.
Thank you.
She just gave me that look. Like,
He knew what I wanted. I wanted him to turn his hat
Like
around.
little strings on the front. Like, oh, that's gonna drive me nuts.
What is it?
He's got little strings like right here on his hat that are hanging out. Every time I look that way, I'm gonna see him.
Those are his eyebrows.
I have tiny little scissors.
Yeah, I'm gonna need them.
Could I see them, please? Could you get my hat to trim?
Don't
Yeah,
touch.
sure.
I
I'll
gave
just
myself
do
a
that.
trim.
Don't touch the beard.
You know, we'll let Elijah do it. Can you come trim these strings, please?
Yeah.
You sure you want him that
Assistant
close, or I would a
producer.
pair of
Yeah,
scissors?
I trust him.
I'll just do that during the intro video.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That way
Okay.
nobody has to see it.
All right.
Okay. That's not the intro video.
Oh my!
hold on,
I don't
give
want to
me
know
a
what was
second.
coming up.
Give me a second. Okay, hold on.
There's a video of Elijah picking
Please
his nose.
hold.
That's awesome.
Oh,
That should have been the intro video tonight.
that should have been the intro video.
That should have been the intro video.
Stop that.
That should have been the intro video tonight.
That should have been the intro video.
Oh my gosh, they're live.
Hello.
Got this city boy over here can't figure out how to work a Leatherman. No, you're still live, guys.
Oh,
You've
we're
been
done with the
live
intro
for
video?
like 10 seconds.
Oh,
Wait,
but
the intro video's over?
That's
Yeah, that's
10
in 20 seconds
delay.
delay.
10 seconds. You know what, guys? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh my
I'm gonna cut
goodness.
When you
this out.
sit up here for episode 49 of the Prodigal Sons, with the people that I have to sit up here with, it is such a hard time. It is so difficult, and I apologize.
Hang on one second.
So we are
Hang
not-
on. Hang on one
wait,
second.
Wait, time out.
Hang on.
That was my eyebrow.
Oh, I told you, man. You,
It looks like he's piercing your eyebrow from here.
told you.
This
You
is
were-
the best
You were asking for too
podcast.
much.
For
This,
those who don't see, my son was just giving my hand
Oh, you
a
have the
shape
fuzzy too. That's
all right, listen. I think we're on the air. Like,
All right,
do an intro.
All right.
Ready? 3,
Two,
2, 1.
Energy.
Go.
Hey everybody, it's 7:02. We should have started at 7 o'clock, but we had some mishaps going on over here. But this is episode 49 of the Prodigal Sons. I don't know why Tom keeps looking at Dave. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best to focus on you, the viewer, you, the listener, because we love and we care about you so much, and we thank you for tuning in. I think I'll introduce people now, because I think we have to
This is your first day in the job?
introduce you guys, because
you all right?
I don't
Do you
know.
forget how to do the intro?
I don't know if I should even introduce everybody because people are just being mean to me. So we're gonna start to my left. How you doing, Shawn?
Hey, how are you?
That's
All right.
Shawn.
We're gonna go.
It is. It is.
Wow. Looks a little different tonight.
It is Shawn. Yeah.
Okay, I do need to interrupt because I did put out a poll.
I saw that.
I did put out a poll, and I asked, how does Shawn look? And the two options were, he looks nice and cleanly shaven. And the other option was, like a cue ball. Everyone voted that you look nice and cleanly shaven.
Thank you, guys. I
So
appreciate
I guess
that.
it's just me who thinks you look like a cue ball.
Checks in the mail.
Guess I gotta preach online.
You know that
And-
you gotta tally the mail-ins, and sometimes that changes the results.
Yeah, we might need a couple weeks, and then we have to get it certified.
It will be on the entire show.
Let me finish introducing everybody. To my right, we have Dave,
Hey, you guys.
and we have our assistant producer, Elijah, and but you can't hear him. And we have the best producer in the podcast game, Sarah.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
And this right here is Tom. To my immediate right
nervous?
is the most awesome brother, and that's Tom. How you doing, Tom? You waved.
you gotta
did
say
it.
hi.
Hey, hi. Hey, what's
Yeah,
up?
podcast,
What's up,
we need to hear
everybody? What's going on? Pastor Pete's coming into the building.
Interruption. Everybody's.
Yep, starting the interruptions already.
Everybody,
That's for you. Don't lose that. That's your
What?
responsibility.
That-
though.
what? Wow.
It's cluttering up the desk.
our show is
Just live.
Listen, let me tell you guys what we're going to be talking about tonight before we get any more interruptions.
Why is he giving you an application for a cheerleading competition? You're a little old for cheerleading competition.
Is that what he just gave you?
Elijah, what's going on? The big story? What's up?
What is this about?
What's going on? He just interrupted the
You know
show.
what?
Might as well
You know
address
what?
it.
I'm going to address it.
Yeah,
what
address
was
it.
just given to me
Okay.
was gentleman and I yesterday at basketball that we hold here at the church between the hours of 6 and 8 on Monday nights. We play men's basketball, or you know, people can come by and play. We were discussing possibly putting something together for the neighborhood youth, and Pastor Pete was giving me some information. It looks like it's from the 70s, but I think the organization may still be around. So I'm going to look into it. I'm going to get in contact with the gentleman I was
Is that so
speaking
you
with.
could do your cheerleading coaching?
Listen, man.
You didn't say it wasn't cheerleading. Yeah, you definitely didn't say it wasn't.
Yeah, you definitely.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been episode 49 of the Prodigal Sons
We're
podcast.
doing 5-minute episodes now. God bless.
Yeah.
I mean, I can put this on TikTok.
This is a good
Hey,
one.
Elijah, can you put this on TikTok?
I could.
Okay, let's do that.
Nice. It's a lot easier.
Okay.
Hey, Tom.
Robin done.
To do 3-minute videos.
Tom, you want to do an introduction?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Are we gonna go around the
No.
round robin style tonight?
No intro.
No, we just need a little more energy.
No, come on!
All right, Mr. Ed, when did you show up?
When did who show up?
Mr. Ed.
Oh.
Ooh.
That was the, well,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Wilbur.
So how you guys doing this week?
It's been, I'm good. How are you doing? Yeah, how are you doing, Elijah?
I don't know what that
I'm
was.
sorry. No, I'm alive. I'm here.
Hey, man.
And I'm more concerned about my brothers.
I don't know who's sitting next to you. You introduced him as Shawn, right? But when I look
You've
at him,
seen me without the beard before. This isn't a first time thing.
without
really-
the what?
Look at Dave's face.
I saw you without the what?
Without the beard.
Bad.
The beard?
Beard.
Bad.
Bad.
The beard.
Oh,
The
my
bed?
goodness.
Did you say I saw you
Beard,
without
the
the bed?
facial hair.
The beard.
The facial hair.
The facial hair?
My question is, where did it go? Like, do you have to take that somewhere, like, and
Did you donate
is it
it?
like paint that you have to like take it and have it disposed
No,
of?
you have to take it to a place and it's an incinerator. They burn it.
Okay, because you can't just throw that amount of
No,
facial
otherwise,
hair away.
I mean, otherwise it would just rise up and take over the world. I mean, it has a mind of its own. It just,
Rise
you
up.
know, we walked it for a while, and when it got out of control, we had to take it and have it incinerated.
You walked it?
Yeah, we had a little leash,
I'm thinking
fed it corn dogs. It was great.
you could have used it to like as a scouring pad. You know, turn it into some cleaning supplies.
They could do that.
Yeah.
One of those horse brushes, like that they brush the
Yes.
horse with.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
What made you shave the beard?
It was just getting to be too much. It was getting to be too much.
Was it too hot? Was it too heavy
Too itchy. It's like wearing a wool sweater
on your face?
on your face.
That must stink.
I do that sometimes.
I can't grow a beard, so I wouldn't know the feeling.
I'm with Shawn. Every time my goatee gets longer than like a quarter of an inch,
You
it's
should, you should try sheep tea.
So are you going to keep it
what?
off now?
Not forever.
Not forever?
Not forever.
Forever ever?
Next October. Next October it'll be back.
I kind of miss the handlebar mustache.
Well, you know, there was a little bit of a discrepancy between me and Richard Simmons. He took the hair, he took the mustache. He said I wasn't worthy to be in his presence. So
You should have sued him for that.
But he took the beard.
yeah, he
took the
he
beard?
took the stash. He took the stash. The beard,
okay.
he didn't want anything to do with the beard.
Okay.
So
Do your kids like you better without the beard, or they don't?
They don't know who
care?
it is.
looking
They
for
don't
that,
know who it
yeah.
is.
They
Yeah.
know who the-
they've been calling my phone like, Dad, there's some guy staying in your room. I don't know who it is. No, Teresa, she's like, why did you shave? she was not happy with that at all. But then once she settled, she's okay with it now. But Andres doesn't care one way or the other.
Well, you must like it because you changed your profile picture to that.
No, I didn't change my profile picture.
No, you didn't.
No,
Yeah, you did.
no, my profile picture is still me and Teresa from our daddy-daughter date when me, Elijah, KJ, and Teresa went out. I just posted a picture of it today because I felt good about myself. Is it okay if I feel good
Yeah,
about myself?
absolutely. I feel good about you too.
I just
I
wasn't
appreciate
sure if
that.
you were shaving the beard because right before weigh-in.
Well,
That's low, Tom.
it did help. It definitely helped. It got the numbers down, which in essence,
My client didn't shave
which in
My
essence
client.
may have tipped the scales in my favor in the weight loss challenge. So
My scale's been has been acting up a little
little
lately.
wonky. You need
It's
new
a little
batteries?
wonky.
I got
Might need
batteries
to
in the
get some
car if you
new-
need some.
I might need to get some new lighter batteries and put in it.
Some lighter batteries.
Lighter
See
batteries.
what happens.
Go from nickel cadmium to lithium ion. See if that changes
I
things.
think we're gonna have to try that next
You
week.
know what? You should get some vibranium ones.
Oh,
There
okay.
you go.
For sure.
It'll reflect some of the
That's the Captain America thing.
shield.
Yeah.
I'm so
Aren't you proud of me?
of you.
I started watching some Marvel
I am
movies
so proud of you.
just for you.
Yep. Strongest man in the world. And what did he do?
See, look,
Make a
Jonathan
frisbee
pays
out of it.
attention to me. He knows I just posted it. Thank you, Jonathan, for backing me up. I appreciate that. But anyway, so our official numbers for the weigh-in for everybody
Anyway,
who's still following us
is there
on that.
anybody else who has anything?
No,
else
no,
for
no.
us?
Yeah, we're talking about
You got
numbers.
to brag for 3 weeks.
For 3 weeks.
No, but I'm
3
just thinking
weeks,
that maybe
sir.
we should do prayer requests.
Sir.
I will at the end. Don't worry. You worry about you. I'll worry about
So
me.
in the news this week,
Sir.
there was a lawyer and
So-
a cat.
Sir.
So the official numbers for this week are Dave is officially down 12.1 pounds or 4.36% of his body weight. That's impressive, Dave. It really is. For 6 weeks, that's awesome. I am currently down 15.8 pounds at a total of 5.04%
Can't turn my
for this week. So I took the lead back at just over 5%, but we're close. And you know what? It's still good. I mean, between the two of us, we've lost almost 28 pounds. That is a huge, huge number. That's almost how much my beard weighed.
shave my head.
Did you just call me huge?
I'm gonna shave my head.
No, I
No.
said the number is
No.
huge.
He
I
said-
thought I heard you say you called me huge.
No, he said huge.
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 Anyway,
So what's your excuse?
I ate too much.
And that does it.
Well,
Yeah.
that happens.
That
It's a
happens.
simple formula.
That's it.
Appreciate the honesty.
That's it.
It's a simple formula.
There you go.
Shawn, don't be this guy.
Don't eat too much.
We
Hey,
only got 6 weeks left. We got to get this under control.
we got 6 weeks left. It's anybody's game.
Since before,
I mean,
since
it's
everything
more
went
likely
off the rails,
Shawn's,
what
but-
are we? What's our topic tonight?
It's right there in front of you in the notes.
We have a
Yeah,
topic.
Okay,
we
just
got,
making
we got
sure.
notes in the.
Okay.
We didn't derail.
I was just trying to. It's cool. No, it's
good?
cool. It's cool.
I
man.
still
It's
have
all
a
good.
kitty cat to show.
It's
You got a
7:12.
kitty cat?
We still gotta do open talk.
Yeah, we still, you know.
It's
I thought this was open talk.
Yeah, it is. Elijah wants to get to the topic.
How do you
I
guys
love the Lord.
How do you guys feel about forced monkey labor?
I have never heard of that until now.
I saw that on Madagascar.
Did
They forced the monkeys to build the plane.
Are you talking about the one that
They
was
did not
with the
force
train
it.
conductor that was
They
changing
did.
the.
They did. Those penguins.
The
made them-
penguins made
Because
them,
of the
and they got
opposable
the
thumbs.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I remember that.
so? Apparently, Target pulled a brand of coconut milk off the shelves because the company uses forced monkey labor. I heard it on the Holy Post. It's got to be true.
It's gotta be truth.
So apparently, the monkeys go get the coconuts, and they're not being paid enough, and so Target decided that was.
Are they paid in bananas?
I'm not sure. I don't think they're giving them enough like medical benefits, and
I just hope they
the
don't get upset.
401ks are too light. So they're
No,
monkeys.
no matching 401k.
I'm just saying they got upset they weren't getting matched on the 401k.
They were
Is it
matching
like an
their
exchange
bananas
rate?
with
Is it
oranges.
like 2 coconuts to a banana? Or?
Well, the thing was they made the break room non-smoking.
Oh no,
That
that
really
was
upset
it.
them.
That was it. Did they give them their own room to fling stuff?
Yeah, I think they could fling as many coconuts as they wanted.
Okay, we'll call it coconuts since this is the.
Maybe they didn't put an audience in the fling room. That's what the problem was.
So
That poor lady's nose.
that was one of the stories this week. The other one was we got a little video for it. Lawyer gets stuck in cat filter mode during Zoom trial, and he swears he's not a cat.
Do we own the rights to this video?
No, but it's
We
okay.
did not
What's
own
wrong?
the rights to this
Okay.
video.
We're gonna play it anyway. What's it? The cat lawyer gonna come after us and sue us?
We'll just throw water on.
Mr. Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video settings. You might want to take
We're
a look.
trying to, can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It
In the-
is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. That's I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
I can see that. I think if you click the up arrow next to the
That's our 50th.
That is so
from
much
home.
fun.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah.
We're back. Yeah, we're back.
Oh, you all right? Okay. Was that an awe-inspiring, enlightening moment for you?
Oh man, that
Like-
was funny. Could they hear us laughing?
Yeah. No, she mutes us for that kind of stuff. She knows better.
But how would you feel if you hired this lawyer to represent you and you get on your Zoom trial and the lawyer is a cat? And not even a dominant cat. That was like a very scared,
Sad,
little frightened, sad
That was a
cat.
kitten that's been kicked multiple times.
And the best part was you could tell it was just old people with technology because he was like, yes, Your Honor, I'm aware of the cat thing. The best line, though, is when he says, but I'm aware of it and I'm ready to proceed.
But
I'm not a cat. It's like Nixon.
For the record, I'm a human.
I am not a crook.
Who knows? Maybe he's a cat lawyer. Maybe the cat.
Strike that from the record. You look like a
I
cat.
love the fact that the judge is like, listen, you just hit the up arrow and you just.
Yeah, how
and
about
he's
the
like,
judge who's like 70 years old who's like, listen, I know how to get rid of a cat face because I do this all the time.
He was
I do
texting
this
his
with my
grandson on the
great-grands.
side.
I do this with my great-grands all the time.
Exactly.
Oh man, that
Exactly.
my chest hurt, man. Because the cat just looked so sad with looking down.
What are we going to do for the 50th episode next week?
Well, here's the problem, right?
What's the problem?
Oh man!
I got a rant that I gotta
Today?
get off my chest right now.
Right
Let's
now?
do this.
Right now.
This is
a first.
unprecedented.
And it's
I'm
something
concerned.
that really it
Are you-
just
are you-
boggles my mind, and it bothers me when it's happening.
Are
to
you
me, right?
actually angry or is this a joke?
So you go to these shopping centers, right? Anywhere. You pick any shopping center, right? And
Are
do
you
understand
stealing my rant?
if your rant is about a parking lot?
Have you not seen on the list for the last 10 weeks I have a parking lot rant? That was one of the options I gave you 3 weeks ago. You better not be stealing my rant.
Well, how
Okay,
can he
he's
steal
got-
it
he's
if
got
you
to be
didn't use
kidding.
it yet?
But I didn't tell him yet.
He's
So
gotta
if
be
it's
kidding.
the same thing that I was going to say,
Then it's a legitimate problem.
it's a legitimate problem, but also I'm going to join you on this rant. And we
Let's-
will rant
And
together.
the problem- and
All right,
the
let's get it
problem-
started
Let's
here.
get
All right, let's get it started. You go ahead.
Come on, kick this thing off. Let's light this
No,
candle.
let's do yours, and I'll tell. And then
You
I'll
guys
kick in.
need to hurry up.
You start yours.
My rant is that these parking lots that you go to, right? It's not an easy way out, right? So there's a lot of times when you're like, oh, let me just go, and then it just takes you to a dead end, and then you got to go all the way around to the other side of the parking lot, and it's so frustrating
You're talking about the
because
Pottstown one, aren't
I'm
you?
talking about every single parking lot I've ever been at when it comes to these shopping centers. How hard is it to have exits coming out of these things? Why do they have to enclose all the parking spots with one entrance in and out of these humongous parking lots?
Because they liked playing those maze games when they were a kid with the ball trying to get out of the thing.
They're up there laughing at you.
No, I
Okay,
think
he keeps turning around.
I think I can answer that. And this is just straight off the cuff. Because they want it to look nice. The more obstacles in the way, the more greenery they can put and make the landscaping look nicer from afar.
Maybe they don't want you to leave.
But more important, that's it.
All right,
want you to
strike
drive
what I
around.
said.
That's
Forget what I
it.
said.
It's about the greenery.
Because
but
I just
it's
parked.
about
I
the
just
green.
parked. I just parked again. I'm like, I'm just gonna go back in.
All right, I can't give up the opportunity that we both have a parking lot rant. You want to hear mine?
Please.
It's not anything about. I mean, I've never had a problem getting out of a parking lot.
I knew it.
Well, that's because we're all tall enough to see over the steering wheel.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
was
just
wondering when that was gonna turn.
I've always had really cheap cars, and if I can't find the exit, I just make my own.
The wife warned me. She goes, "You know they're gonna rat on you for this."
So here's mine. Okay, you go to Lowe's, Home Depot, Target, grocery store. I pull in, and from afar, there's 50 open parking spots, right? And you get closer, and then you see reserved for handicap. All right, that's cool. I understand that. And then next to reserved for handicap, reserved for Vietnam Memorial or Vietnam veteran. Yeah. All right, I give it that. Okay, and then there's a Purple Heart. All right, fair enough. Then there's pregnant women with children, and then there's children with pregnant women, and then there's dogs that aren't Labradors. And they have signs reserving all these parking spots, and nobody's in them.
And now in 2020, they added the pickup ones.
Right.
Where you like, park here for pickup.
Now
There's
there's like-
nobody there.
There's like 8 for pickup.
Yeah.
And by the way, I mean online pickup. I've been online before, and I'm here to pick something up. That's where I'm parking. But yeah, I'm parking like 3 clicks away. I'm parking like 3 clicks away and calling in for a Huey to bring me into the store.
3 clicks. I like it. Huey, love it.
Dave walks back into mom and says, I had coffee the other day.
Because, I mean, I'm at Lowe's. There's me and 3 other people, and we're parking across the street to walk into Lowe's because they got all these reserved spots.
It is funny that when you park and you walk to the store, you pass 25 empty spots. And you're like,
Yep.
What about the guy? What about the person that parks in the handicap spot
you didn't even bring up the hand.
and they get out the car, but they're skipping and doing backflips?
Yeah, so I used to work at a college.
They got their parents' pass to put it on the thing.
Yeah, and what used to happen is all the college kids who are like playing lacrosse and rugby and softball and swimming, they're on all the sports teams. They all have the handicap placard because they go home, they steal it from old grandma, or somebody passes away and they swipe it, and then they're hang it up on the mirror.
I hope you ticketed them. Were you allowed to ticket them the cars, or did
Yeah,
you?
well, I mean, you have to prove that this is America, so you have to prove that.
Speculation is all you need.
No, it's not, unfortunately.
No, because the thing is that the pass. So let's suppose
Tom has
my
one.
mom has one. If she's in my car, she could still
She can
use
use
it.
it.
So it's not
Yeah,
like
right,
they can't be like, oh, this doesn't belong to this car. They'd have to sit there and see who's coming out, and if they're doing
Right.
flips, then they'll question them.
But he wasn't doing anything, so he could have sat there and
Listen,
watched them.
I was working in the public safety department. There was coffee they needed drunk and donuts that needed eaten. So
That's more important.
there was other things that demanded my attention at the time.
Coffee tops that list. I'm sorry.
That's why you didn't
Just
become a
does.
cop.
Yeah, this is why I'm losing the weight loss competition too.
Yeah, that coffee's been that donut stuff's been hurting you forever.
Wow, he's just going deep on.
I got to get rough so he can get serious about
He just
this.
doesn't want to bleach his
I'm the
hair.
one that's gonna have to pay the con. So if he decides to be like, you know what, forget it. It's cool. It's fine. He's, whatever.
Can I come clean? I've been getting. I don't know which one of you guys have been sending it, but I've been getting the envelope in the mail every day, and I appreciate it. And that's all I have to say about that.
Like my wife.
Famous words of.
It just said, "Keep up the good work" with a $100 bill in it every day. I appreciate it.
My wife gave him cookies, so that helps.
Yeah. Don't jump down my throat. Your wife brings me a plate of cookies. It said it was for my wife, but my wife didn't get there fast enough.
She goes, I told him that you didn't like them.
Anyway, what else we got?
They weren't that good. I can't believe you ate them all.
Wow.
They weren't that good.
You say your wife's cookies were
I
not
threw them
good?
out. She didn't make them. She bought them.
Did she do the trick where she bought them and just sprinkled a little bit of salt on them to make them taste?
No.
off,
I mean,
not
Did you
that-
say you threw away cookies?
Kind
Are
of
they still in the
monster are you?
trash?
What kind of monster are you?
I think they're in the trash truck.
Which direction was he heading?
I know where they dump it. I know where they dump that. Mascaras, actually, it's not mascara. I got whitetail. That's what I use.
All right. What are we talking about
Free
today?
plug. Free plug.
We plugged a couple already. He's done Lowe's. You've done.
All right, let's read.
All right.
Let's do it. Well, that's a lovely transition.
Go for it. Absolutely.
I haven't even told them what the topic is yet.
Yeah,
We're just going to jump right into it. Just hang on, folks. This is going to be a bumpy ride.
Well, they're all being awkward. Everyone get out their Bibles.
Yeah, I didn't bring my Bible.
Yeah. That was
Good thing Tom's got his.
That was awkward. So, if you guys have any ideas that you'd like us, I don't know. The 50th episode is coming up next week, and we have no idea what we're gonna do. You're the only one touching your phone.
What are you doing? That is me.
Oh, he's like, that's not me, and he's the only one messing with his phone.
I thought you did it on purpose.
So for the 50th episode,
I don't know. Any ideas?
I think Shawn should come out and curse again.
Sarah
That happens on a semi-regular basis without me trying. So
Okay, so
Shawn could curse. Elijah could
Jesus talks to the Samaritan woman is the topic for today.
All right, but in all seriousness, guys, if there's anything you'd like to see us cover, talk about, go over for the 50th, please feel free to share that information
Costumes
with
you
us.
like us to wear.
Don't, no. Strike that from the right.
I will
Strike
not
that
be
from
in
the
Oh,
costume.
I will not be in costume.
costumes you like us to wear. We might or might not take your.
Don't
know.
you, Sarah?
I mean,
Do you still have that hot dog costume?
I don't. I wish I did because that's the one I thought of when I say costumes.
what did you do
Gave it
with the
back to the
hot
dog.
Who did you give this to?
Well, the thing is that I was going to give it to Josh, the owner of the Very Best.
Yeah, very best. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know what happened to it after I took it off. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know where.
I
I know
got a
what happened
couple
to
of
it.
guesses.
Dave ate it.
That is messed up.
Jonathan's got an in there, so he must have some ideas going on. I think Claire took it outside and burned it.
I think Claire burned it.
She burned it with a passion, salted it when it was done. She was making sure that thing never made a comeback.
Yeah. You guys.
She threw holy water on it. She was
You didn't like it?
No, I'm sorry, I said your wife.
I know, but why would you do that?
Because I don't know.
Because we all paid her to do that.
What you don't think?
That's so mean. I mean, I thought it was funny.
You think it's cool, like grown man dressing up as a hot dog?
I
you think that's attractive to a woman? Wow,
That was
I'm such a loser. I'm just saying.
I know, but I just saw it.
Let's just think about
yeah. We all saw it too. Don't worry. We all had the same thought,
the
Tom.
fact that you could get up from that and still have some like a modicum of self-respect is it really. I'm proud of you. I really am.
Did you like the sheriff one? You didn't like any of my costumes when we were on
I don't remember the sheriff.
I don't remember the sheriff
That's the
one
very
either.
first one I wore with the hat, the cowboy hat.
So what are we
Yeah, that
talking
one was
about?
good.
So what are we
Yeah,
talking
it was wonderful.
This is scary.
What episode was that?
None of my bits
I
are.
don't want to know any more about your costumes. I
Yeah,
don't
what
wanna-
episode was that you wore that?
But the thing is that I was just thinking the other day that I think I should start wearing the costumes again.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah,
No, I'm dead
absolutely.
serious though. I'm not even
Yeah.
trying to be funny on camera. I really was thinking that.
Yeah,
But you guys
Yeah.
didn't like the costumes.
you should.
Did you like the costumes?
I'm not a kid.
Did you?
You don't have to talk to me like that.
You're smaller than one.
I just said, Tom, in all seriousness, did you like the costumes?
Yeah,
I know.
Did you like them?
I thought they were funny. I won't wear it out.
We all love you. So
Yeah, let's
did you
do it.
like them?
I thought they were funny.
Then wear them.
Okay.
You do you. That's what this is about. Being real.
If
Be
the
real.
costumes make you happy,
And
Be
we'll
real.
we'll truthfully tell you how we feel about them.
If you want to dress up like Ariel, we're for that.
Listen, if you want to dress up like a 10-point buck next week, I will bring my shotgun.
if you want to dress up like the Green Care Bear close to St. Patty's Day, we're with it.
We're with you.
We believe in you.
If any of you that are listening have any ridiculous costume, the more ridiculous,
The more ridiculous, the
and
better.
You can get it to me. I will wear it the next show. How's that?
How about this? If you get somebody to give you a ridiculous costume, I will wear a ridiculous.
And you know what?
I will wear a costume.
And you know
with
what? I'm going to go ahead and follow that up. And I'm going to follow behind my two brothers. We'll do it. We'll wear a costume.
That's 3. Send me a ridiculous costume.
I'm trying not to say something mean.
Love the honesty of my brothers.
You should dress up like an NBA player.
Spud web.
Spud Webb. Muggsy Bogues.
I was going the other way. I want to see you 6'10".
Still. Well, still.
Yeah. I want to see you duck when you come in the studio door.
I would still look like this, but my legs would be coming out that way. Oh man! But what's cool is that Jesus just spoke to anybody, right? It didn't matter if they were wearing stilts. It didn't matter if they were Jewish. It didn't matter if they were Samaritan. He just spoke to anybody.
That was a
And
solid try.
I just
The
think
transition was.
I think I'm still trying to do the transition.
What are you trying to transition to?
To seriousness.
Okay, what do you consider serious?
Well, seriousness I would consider the topic.
What's the topic tonight?
What is the 50th episode?
That's not tonight's topic.
You guys are funny, no kidding. But if he's gonna do this to me, I'm gonna go back with something.
But he was
I was trying to
he
help
was
you
trying to
out.
help
Why
you
the
out.
transition that I was doing wasn't working?
No, it was terrible.
No, it was good, Tom.
Oh yeah, it was fine.
I was on board with it.
Yep,
Not even
I
joking.
wasn't.
I was.
I was on board. I'm sorry.
I
should have been more.
I
on
saw you
board.
trying to get there, but
Yeah.
You were good.
It was
do
like
you
you
need a
shifted.
restart? Do you want us to read quick?
All right, let's try again.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Transition.
No,
Now Jesus.
You don't have to announce it.
No, you
We
don't.
know. We know.
Oh, well, I thought that's not how to do it.
No.
Just announce
No,
it
we just
and then.
we just want it to flow. Just
To
let it
flow?
flow.
Okay.
Just
Just
deep
natural.
breath, deep
Yeah.
breath, and just go with it.
And it's amazing because now Jesus learned that the Pharisees had heard that he was going and baptizing more disciples than John. Although, in fact, it was not Jesus who baptized, but his disciples. So he left Judea, went back once more to Galilee. Wait, is this the whole thing?
No.
Oh, I'm reading the wrong thing. Transition, take 2.
Wow.
We love you, listeners. Thank you for
was that
bearing
the
with
right
us.
thing?
Apparently, this is our first.
For those of you who are going to listen to this,
Where's the verse
It's,
of the day?
That was the verse of the day.
No, this is the whole thing, isn't
no,
it?
oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's the end. It's before that.
Hey, Sarah, how's your day going?
Sarah,
It's
talk-
2 pages back. It's
talk
2
to the
pages
audience.
back.
Okay,
Back.
so we wanted to do a Bible study on the Samaritan woman.
Perfect.
Because it's
Got it.
a beautiful passage that
Got it.
you can really get many different insights from. So we are literally going to read the entire passage, which is at the back of the notes. I think I gave them 5 pages of notes. Most
Okay.
of it was this passage.
Thank you. Perfectly explained and here.
John 4, everybody.
Thank you, Sarah.
She just set you up for that.
Here we go. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to read this right here. Just then his disciples returned and were surprised to find him talking with a woman. But no one asked, "What do you want?" or "Why are you talking with her?" Then leaving her water jar, the woman went back to the town and said to the people, "Come see a man who told me everything I ever did. Could this be the Messiah?" Meanwhile, his disciples urged him, "Rabbi, eating something." But he said to them, "I have food to eat that you know nothing about." Then his disciples said to each other, "Could someone have bought him food?" "My food," Jesus said, "is to do the will of him who sent me to finish his work. Don't you have a saying? It's still 4 months until harvest. I tell you, open your eyes and look at the fields. They are ripe for harvest. Even now the one who reaps draws a wage and harvests the crops for eternal life, so that the sower and the reaper may be glad together. Thus the saying, one sows and another reaps, is true. I sent you to reap what you have not worked for. Others have done the work, and you have reaped the benefits of their labor."
That holds true.
I love this story. Jesus with the Samaritan woman.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful story because it tells you exactly who Jesus just is, right?
I like how you glow when you're ready to get into it. You just start smiling like, I got
Because
so much to tell you.
I think Jesus was like the first woke Christian.
yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he showed up and there was no framework for how he approached people. There was no framework for what he did. He defied all the laws and all the rules that people thought that he should follow, all the customs and norms. And he just did some pretty cool stuff. You know, he goes up to a woman that everybody thought he had no business being able to talk to. Told her everything about herself. Didn't judge her, but then invited her into the kingdom of God. Wow.
There's so much that I can say about this because I've so what I don't want to do is go from topic to topic, which just sounds like it's something that might happen anyway. But one of the things that I think is really cool about the story is the fact that he, the Messiah, right, picks somebody who is very poor. Nobody really wants to talk to this girl. Nobody wants anything to do with this girl. She's really nobody. In the terms of humans, she's nobody, right? And this is who our Christ, Jesus Christ, our Messiah, chose to reveal himself to and tell her, now go tell other people. And the beautiful thing is how excited she was when she realized, hey, this is the Messiah.
Because he didn't just tell her about herself. He told her about herself like that. Those deep things, you know, with the multiple this and, you know, that couldn't have been easy to hear, let alone to hear from somebody who you didn't know. And for him to reveal all of that to her, Yeah, that would make me yeah, that would light a fire under me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think the big thing there is, I mean, we know the woman had 5 husbands and she was with another man at this point in time. And Jesus tells her that to prove who he is, not to condemn, not to put her down, but to show her who he is. And that even though all of that has been done, whatever she's done in her life, all her sins, he doesn't care. He wants her to know that he loves her and that he wants her to know who he is so they can have a relationship. So she can still try and find a way into heaven. She could still get there. He's still trying to save her, even with all her sins. He doesn't even care about that. He just wants her to come. So for me, that's a huge thing where Christ just says, I don't care, but I love you. And you've done all this, but it doesn't matter because I'm here. And the fact that now they knew that they would, it's not like they didn't know who God was, but she runs back to get everybody else and says, you need to come see this guy because I think this might be the Messiah. I think this is the guy they've been talking about. So, I mean, I'll be honest, this woman had done more in Christianity than most people today do. on a lifetime basis, this woman did in one shot. She believed. She went and told others and brought them back and tried to get them to believe as well and gave them the same opportunity that we have today to be saved. So, I mean, that's just huge because most of us today wouldn't stop to talk to anybody in the street about our Christianity. Nobody would talk about Jesus in the street. No, Tom does. Tom does all the time. But most people, most Christians today don't go out of their way at all to save those that are unsaved. They won't even mention it. You could see somebody be on the street getting kicked in the face and they would walk straight by and not pay attention. They could watch somebody die in the street of hunger, walk straight by, and will show up on Sunday morning and say, thanks, Jesus, that's good enough. You need to run out with everything you have and say, listen, you need to come see this. You need to be on fire and have a passion like this woman did.
And the beautiful thing about what he's saying right there is the change. The change that you see in the woman, right? She's going to the well by herself during the day. I mean, during the evening hours when it's hot, instead of the morning when everybody else goes, because people are embarrassed to be with this chick. Nobody wants to be with her, right? But once she meets Jesus Christ and she accepts the Messiah, all of a sudden, she's a changed person. She has no problem going out there and talking to people and letting them know. And she made quite an impact as she did this, right? So that's the change that we always talk about that Jesus has in your life. She went from somebody who was she was married 5 times. She was living with a guy who she wasn't married with, right? And from that conversation with Christ, what a change she had. What a beautiful change that story took.
Like you said, you're supposed to run out. Like you're supposed to be so excited about, being a Christian as this woman was. Like I had last week, I had, I like to call it a Tom moment. I ran into somebody who a parent of one of the kids that I coached basketball with my son. And we were talking basketball. He was trying to see if the kids could get together and play. And I said, well, nothing for the kids right now, but we have, the men play from 6 to 8. On Monday, he was like, really? He was like, man, I'm really trying to get back into shape and playing basketball. And I was like, well, I'll reach out to you and let you know. And he was like, I'm also trying to find a church. And my eyes lit up. I was like, yeah. I felt that was like a time on. I was like, yeah. Well, since we're playing in the church, service starts at 10. I'm definitely going to reach out to you so you can come in and see what we're doing, because, if you're trying to find a church, we want more people to come into church. I want to bring as many people in to hear what I hear, see what I see, and learn what I've learned. So I was excited to talk about being a Christian and trying to bring people in. And that was a Tom moment.
Were you wearing a costume?
I was wearing I don't know. People say I look like a clown, so maybe I own a clown outfit. I don't know.
I think one of the cool things that we're experiencing in our church right now is the fact that we're able to talk to these people that genuinely won't come to a service, but we're able to bring them into our circle through other different ministries in the building. And I think that is awesome.
I've been reading a lot of books and listening to a lot of books.
I was about to say.
I drive a lot. I don't read while I drive. I listen. But I've been listening to a lot of books and podcasts and things. And one of the things that's just I've been hearing over and over in the last several months with different people that I respect and that sort of thing is the church seems to have lost its way, where we used to. I think the woman at the well shows us that Jesus went to her to reach her, and then she went to other people to share the good news. And the church has just sort of become this place where we want to show up on Sunday or a Wednesday or whatever. And we're like, well, if other people show up, like maybe I'll talk to them and be nice to them. And if they keep showing up, maybe eventually I'll mention the name Jesus. And if they keep showing up, maybe somehow magically they'll become a Christian. It's not really at all what the church is. Church isn't a building where we hope people come in. It lives inside of us, and we go out. We go to places where outside of the norm, outside of our own sphere. I mean, that's what Jesus did here. He went to somebody that all the Jews would have thought was completely unworthy of him. And like you said, he reveals who he is. And by the way, just for kind of humor's sake, I love a couple of parts in this story, the way that it's written, as I have my my dictionary in front of me here. It's got like 70 pages in front of me. Where one, he reveals himself, he reveals everything about her, but in this like non-judgment way, just says, I know everything about you. But then the part where his disciples come in, like this is such like a guy moment, right? His disciples come, and the disciples urged him, Rabbi, eat something. But he said to them, I have food to eat that you know nothing about. And his disciples go, yo, did somebody bring him food? Like they've been following this guy around. Somebody bring him food? Like, did he get a Happy Meal? Yeah. So I thought that was pretty. I like that part.
I think it's really, really cool because. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say like one of the this very first thing on here where it says where did she put it's risky to be a Christian, right? When I read that, I said it's true. I said it's so true because you have so many people out there that don't know what they believe in, and if you say, "Well, I'm a Christian," it's really risky because the first thing they want to do is, "Well, why are you a Christian? Why are you a Christian? Why do you do this? Why do you do that?" And it becomes this thing that it doesn't need to be. It becomes a lot of aggression and you feeling as though you have to defend what you believe to somebody who doesn't necessarily believe in anything.
Yeah, I know. I've been hearing that for a long time, that it's risky to be a Christian and risky to me, it's not. I mean, I think culturally in some parts of the world, it is dangerous and it's riskier. Yeah. But I mean, here I want to sound like a jerk, but if you're not full of crap, it's not that hard to be a Christian. It's hard to be a Christian if you're living two lives. I know, I've done it. It's hard to be a Christian if you're one of these like mega preachers who, is sleeping around and what. I mean, that's got to be really tough. What up, Ravi? It's tough to be a hypocrite, but to be a Christian, I mean, how hard is it to say like this is what I believe, and then just back it up? I mean, back it up with just the way you live. Yeah, just back it up with the way you live.
Yeah, I just hate arguing with people sometimes. Like, well, if you don't believe it, that's cool for you.
Right, and I don't think you're going to be on a daily basis, questioned by the by the philosophy professor from God's Not Dead, but
God is good.
We should do
all the time.
God's good.
We should do a recap next week of God's Not Dead.
I need to watch this
great
movie.
episode.
You've not seen it?
What? I have it upstairs.
I'm good.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I'm just saying, if you speak the truth, don't talk about stuff you don't know. Don't pretend to be. God doesn't say, be smarter than you are. It's just be you. Be me in you is all Jesus ever said to do, right? Is just show the world Jesus. Anyway.
On that, where at the end of that, what Tom just read was where Jesus says one sows and another reaps. I think that goes along with, because in ministry, as pastors, as Christians, in our everyday life and ministry, when we're out, we may be the sower. We may never see the benefits of what happens from our discussion with somebody on. You may walk away from somebody feeling like you just butt your head against a concrete wall and be completely upset about it because you think that you've gotten absolutely nowhere. But down the line, in a couple of years, some other pastor comes along, some other Christian comes along, and just says that one thing that ignites the seed that you've already planted. Mm-hmm. And now they're coming to Christ because they saw Christ in something and they may never attribute it to what they talked to you about, but it was already a seed that was planted. It's been growing, and then somebody just watered it and just harvested. They brought them into the fold. And I think that's huge, because I've been in the situation where I've been the reaper of other people's, what other people have sowed. Like, it just happened to be that something I said was the moment that somebody was like, wow, that's what I need. That's where I need. Like, it's amazing to see. But I think some people get frustrated. I think that's why a lot of people don't try and go out, because they're like, well, I'm just beating my head against the wall. These people aren't listening anyway. But you don't know what God is doing behind the scenes. You don't know what he's doing a year, a day, a month, 10 years down the line. We've all come from different situations. We've all stepped away from the Lord. We've all have somebody that helped bring us back. Just like the Samaritan woman. She knew who God was. She just needed to see him for herself. And when she met Christ, she had already been sown. The seeds had already been sown. Somebody had already discussed God with her. But she met him face to face, and that's where she got her belief from. So we can't sit back and be afraid to talk to people. One, because we don't think, they're going to give us a hard time because we're a Christian. They're not. And two, you don't know where that's going to lead down the line. And that's the most important part, I think. Jesus says, the food I have is to do the will of him who sent me to finish his work. We need to be the food. We need to be feeding people. They may not be thankful now, but they'll be thankful to Christ when the time comes for them to believe, when they get to heaven. We just need to keep passing out the food. We need to keep passing out everything that we've learned as a Christian.
And that's kind of what I'm saying. I don't think it's that hard. We're just doing what we're designed to do. It doesn't mean we have to, every time you stop and help somebody, you don't have to, try to lead them to salvation right there. I mean, it's just, you can just be Christ in the little things, and it's not that difficult to just keep planting it without even,
one of those people like that just plants, loves, and sometimes never get to see the fruit of their labor, the fruit of their work. Foster parents. And that was taught to me when I was fostering. We were told you can love these kids like they're your own. You can teach them everything under the sun, teach them to be good people, and then before you know it, they're gone. But if you run into them years later, like we were talking about in the talk earlier, like when you run into them years later, and you see that they have everything together. You wish you were there to see it, but you know some of what you contributed to that person is in there.
Well, that's a really good metaphor, because they may never know what they did to help somebody, right? But again, 50 years down the line, they could say, I remember that one person that I lived with, they taught me this, right? But so I just want to throw out there a way to cope with what they're talking about, as far as, so, and you never see what the result is going to be, is
don't do it if you're looking for the result.
Right.
Straight up, just don't do it if you're looking for the result. All right? Because that's not why we're doing things. You could tell me I'm doing it because God's telling me to do it. I don't really want to do it, but God's telling me, so I'm doing it. I'm fine with that. One of the, I had the interview last night for the associate pastor here, and they asked me about, the whole, when did you want to become a pastor? And I told them the truth. I said, I never dreamt about being, I didn't grow up saying I want to be a pastor. I never wanted to be a pastor. It's not the profession I want to pick if I can pick what I want to be, right? But I'm in a situation in my life where I'm able to give 100% of my existence to Christ.
Right.
Jesus wants me to be a pastor. Clearly, 100%, I know this is my calling. He drilled it into my head. So I'm doing it because he wants me to do it. But if you're doing something so you can get results out of it, or you're looking for glory, don't.
Right.
Always remember that glory is going to come up there.
Right. And I was speaking from a place of wanting to see someone succeed, not, hey, you taught me everything I needed to know. It's wanting to see that person grow.
Right. Yeah.
I was just thinking the same thing that you just said, Tom. My reward is in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look for rewards on the earth. You're going to be disappointed.
Yeah. And the reason you're going to be disappointed is not necessarily because they're not there, but it's that you might not see them. They might be there. This person might be a phenomenal preacher that you influenced into him becoming that, and you might never see that. But the reward is there. It's just sometimes we don't see it. But we'll find out when we get to heaven.
I'm learning.
Yeah, brother. Listen, I told you how proud I am of you.
The thing is, it should never be for personal gain.
Never.
It should always be for the glory of God.
Always.
If you're not here to do this for the glory of God and to grow the kingdom, then you're doing it for the wrong reason.
That's the other thing I said, I'm not, unfortunately, I'm not here for you guys. I'm here for God, right? It's everything that I do in my life is for him.
I see Dave's wheels turning. Go ahead, Dave.
I was just trying to remember how to breathe. No, I like, at the end here, it says, don't you have a saying, it's still 4 months until harvest. I tell you, open your eyes and look at the fields. They are ripe for harvest. I wrote this sermon once that was entitled, How to Sell Jesus to a World That's Not Buying. And I just skipped the middle of it. The end of it was, we're not selling Jesus anymore. We're selling our own brand. We're selling our own thoughts and ideas. Selling Jesus is easy. It's all the other stuff that we complicate it with. The fields are ripe for harvest. It's Jesus is saying, show me to people. Tell people about me. Because the fields are ripe. I think we overcomplicate it with worrying what to say and worrying how to, I don't want to offend anybody, or I don't want to, what do you think? You're looking at me.
No,
staring at
I'm
me.
I'm not staring. I'm listening to all of you. I got to close it up anyway, so I'm just going to wait till I close it up to talk again. So I'm just listening. I got to say,
I thought you were just listening.
I'm happy. I know this is something we talk about at the end, but I'm happy the way this episode went today. I really am. Thought it was cool. I know it's not over yet, but
yeah,
I
we
just
still
wanted to
got
say
8
that.
minutes. Like, why would you say that?
Because it's. I was nervous about it because.
I know why you were nervous, because it's so much.
It's so Bible-ish
Right.
stuff, and we're so prodigal-y.
And we still
stuff,
kept it
and
interesting.
We kept it.
That's what you were worried about. If
Yeah.
we would be able to
Yeah.
keep everybody listening.
Yeah, it was
and
cool.
the 3 people that are still watching that were watching.
Two.
No, just joking.
One just fell off.
One just fell off.
Yeah. Well, there's 8, right?
We
But
tried.
there's 5 in here, so there's 3 watching.
I think it's just important for us to remember what I take away from the Samaritan woman at the well is it is so easy to fall into Christian nationalism and societal norms and religious norms and, well, I don't know if we should talk to that person because, they speak in tongues, or I don't know if we should talk to that person because he used some bad language, or that person's over there, that person's smoking, they can't come to our church, or I know they went out to the bar, last night, that. You just stop all the crap, okay? you know, you have your denominational stuff and your nationalism stuff, and it just clouds the view of who really Jesus is. And if we could just get back to all, like, I can't wait to meet Jesus. I can't wait to meet Jesus because, like I said, and I wasn't really joking about it. He was like the first woke Christian out there because he just had this way of understanding, you know, just had this way of breaking down walls, and just some of the things in the Bible that he says are just funny, you know, because he just goes up to people who are just these stuffy religious, following all their code stuff, and he just goes, "What is this nonsense you're doing? You know, your job is to bring people into the kingdom of God, and you know, just some of the traditions that we make up and some of the, you know, religious rites of passage that we make up just don't make any sense. It just clouds the view of, it just makes it complicated. Jesus isn't complicated. So, love others, love God. That's Jesus. So,
That's, you know what being here makes me want to do more of? I was just telling somebody. Being around you guys makes me want to
shout.
give more.
Yeah.
More of myself to Christ. Like today I was talking to Derek at work. I said, you know what, man? I said, I feel like part of my break needs to be devotion. Even if it's just 5 minutes of my 15-minute break. I said, I think I need to pray more. I think I need to pray for more people. I think I need to give God his time. Like I told him that today. Like that's just how I've been feeling lately. The more I'm involved in this, the more I feel like that. The more I feel like there's so much more I want to do. Sometimes I just don't know how.
So that's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love it. So that's excitement right there. That's excitement that he's experiencing right there. And that excitement, just as he's saying, is causing him to want more of what? Of serving more people, of more servanthood, of doing more stuff for God, right? That's the same excitement that this girl got when Jesus Christ, the Messiah, told her and revealed himself to her. She was that excited that she said, I am going to go run and I'm going to tell everybody, although she didn't really talk to anybody, I'm going to run and I'm going to tell everybody. And then the Messiah looks at her and says, I was hoping you were going to do that, you know, because he knew that's what he wanted. He knew that if she goes out there and spreads the news that, hey, the Messiah is here, the prophecy has come true, he's here to rescue us, coming from her, and then all these people started believing. It's just such a beautiful story because they just kept doing that domino effect, right? So we started with me, him, Jason Sipe, and Shawn, right? And then we brought you into servanthood with us because this is a ministry, right? It might look like, oh, that's so cool, they're doing a podcast. No, we're not doing a podcast. This is our ministry. This is one of the ways we chose to spread the gospel, to spread the news that the Messiah told that girl to spread. The exact same thing we're doing. This story that us four are living is no different than this story right here. We are all broken. Just like she was married 5 times. We all lived a bad life. And then the Messiah, Jesus, he forgave us. He rescued us. And that's what it's all about, right? And for us, he said, being a Christian is not that complicated. And he's right. We try to complicate it. All we have to do is plant the seed. We don't have to change anybody. How do you plant the seed? I don't know much about Jesus Christ. I don't know more about the Bible. Just show love. That's it. Show somebody you love them.
Your job is not to teach somebody something that you don't know.
Exactly.
Your job is to show somebody the love that you have for them.
Right. That's it. And then God starts working in that person's life. And that's when it becomes a story for them. And it's beautiful, and I love it, and I'm so happy that we talked about this topic because there's so much juice to it. There's so much for us to take. This whole thinking that Christianity is so complicated. Here's a simple story where Jesus went to somebody where he's not supposed to talk to a stranger, to a foreigner, and showed her love.
If you haven't read it in a while, you should read it tonight, John chapter 4. And you can even, I give you permission to laugh at the moment when the disciples say, did somebody bring him food? Because I always chuckle.
Jesus got Grubhub out of here?
Yeah. It's like, where would he have gotten it? Did he stop at Mickey D's?
He is Jesus. He can basically make anything he wants. I mean, let's be honest. But
My son is going to get in so much trouble. I got some
That's
text
messed
messages
up.
about some cars too.
All right,
wow,
I think
I
it's
saw
time.
that last one. That's a good one.
I think it's time
I think
to
you should wear that. So, somebody talked for a second while I read this last.
So I
prayer
want to
request.
talk again, and I want to repeat myself on my brother Elijah, what he just said about what's going on in his life, the excitement that he's experiencing by serving God, the excitement that God is showing in his life by putting all his glory and all his love and everything into God. He is finding that his personal life, his personal problems are becoming more manageable. They're still there. God didn't get rid of the Red Sea. He just split it, right? They're still there, but he's able to manage them so much better. And that's the joy that I want you guys to experience. And it's not just about becoming and believing and becoming a Christian, but it's that servanthood, that discipleship that we really got to focus on. You want me to keep talking?
No, I'm good now. I
Because
caught up.
I can keep talking.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
All right.
Don't you worry. I
All
know.
right, I'm done.
We all know.
So, guys, if you have any prayer requests still at this time, please feel free to post them. If I miss them during the prayer, I guarantee I will write them down. I will pray for you this week. But guys, you have them coming. While I go around the room, feel free to post them at this time. Dave, what do you got this week?
Mi madre.
Tom?
Lois Duncan.
That's mi madre.
Mi madre también.
See?
Sí.
Okay. Elijah?
E2.
Me too.
Ah, bien, bien. I'm going to pray for my dad. He just got moved into a rehab this week, so hopefully that goes well. He can get out pretty soon.
I want to pray for this guy, too.
I pray for Dave.
Yeah.
What? What'd I do? Am I in trouble?
No, man.
You know, and I'm going to pray
I just
for
love you.
Dave too.
I didn't do anything. Did I do something?
I got a praise too.
You got
Oh,
praise? I'll
that's
take a praise.
Yeah.
My father is he woke up from he's out of sedation. He has a trach, he can't talk, but I gotta laugh at him because he's an antsy person and he wanted to like move around, but they had the mittens on him and he was trying to talk and I was like, I don't know what you're saying. He was getting frustrated, like, and I'm just looking at the mittens like, dude, I don't know what but he's up. I got to lay eyes on my dad and you know, he's still got a ways to go, but you know, he's awake.
Is he living in Philly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Little Lee. You got anything this week? You good this week? All right. Sarah?
I'm gonna pray for the rest of you guys since you're taking care of Dave.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to pray for you, Sarah. I'm going to pray for all of us.
We need it.
We definitely do. All right, guys, let's pray. Lord, again, we are just so thankful to be in your presence, to be able to speak about you, because that's what we want to do. That's what our heart desires. That's what we long for, to be in your presence and to do that which you ask of us, Lord. This week, Lord, we want to pray for Lois. We want to pray for everything to go smoothly. Everything, all the answers, all the test results come back. Everything is taken care of how you see fit, Lord, because we know you're in it. We know you're right there with her, Lord. Lord, for our brother Dave, it's been a trying time. He carries it well, but Lord, be with him. Help strengthen him. We want to praise this week that Elijah's dad has come off sedation. He's turning around. He's getting better. He's coming around. We don't know what gestures he was giving Elijah under those mittens, but I'm sure once that tube comes out, he will sing your praises in Elijah's presence, Lord. We know you are doing amazing works in him. I also want to pray and praise for my own father who is getting better, moved into rehab, and just praying he gets better and he's out of there soon. Lord, for all of us in this room right now, can you continue to give us strength, give us hope, and continue to open our hearts and our minds to do the work that you're calling us to do, Lord,
Yes.
because that is exactly where we want to be. We're here for you,
Yes.
not for us, not for our own satisfaction, but to do your work, to show your love into the world, Lord, and to grow your kingdom here on earth. So, Lord, for Jonathan's unspoken prayer, Lord, you know what that is. Be with him. Excuse me. Help that situation. Bring wisdom and comfort, peace, whatever's needed, Lord. Praise for Pete and his reconnection with his friend and his continued growth. We want to pray that he would continue to grow in you, Lord, and he would make the connections he needs to make. Lord, if it's your will, have him connect here. We have a great men's group. We have a lot of guys getting together for a lot of different reasons.
Yes, Lord. Yes, yes.
Lord, let this be a catalyst for all kind of ministry all around us here, Lord. We want to pray for those, 'cause it seems like it's a lot right now, Lord. Those who are waiting for test results, those who are waiting for answers, those who are waiting for diagnoses, those who are trying to see doctors, those who are trying to just take care of their physical ailments, Lord. Be with all those situations, all those folks that are waiting, trying to get answers. Please help bring comfort and bring answers and bring about the plan that you have for and all of that, Lord. Well, Lord, we're going through 7 deadly sins this week, these few weeks, Lord, here. Lord, continue to take our anger. Continue to take our pride and our envy and our sloth and our gluttony, our wrath. Lord, take it all. Because none of it does any service to you. And we can't be servants of Christ if we suffer under all of those sins. We know you've forgiven us. We know you take them away. Help us release all of that back to you. Because in our own foolishness, we hang on to the things that we are ashamed to show you. Remind us that that doesn't belong to us. You came. You saw. You taught. You suffered. You died. You were buried, and you rose again, so we don't have to live with the guilt and the shame and all of the sin that we deserve. Because you took it upon yourself, because you love us that much, Lord. Help us remember that every day. And help us go forth and do all the things you ask us to do. We ask this in the precious name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen, amen.
Well, thank you for joining us. This has been episode 49. Next week will be Carry the One. It's 47, 40.
49 and a half.
49 and a half. Or something like that. It's a big one. It's a round one.
The 5's in there.
Yeah, it's episode 50. So join us next week for episode 50. Next Tuesday, 7 p.m. If we made you laugh, cry, think, if we made you smell popcorn, just click that like button, Facebook live stream. Check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your favorite podcasts. You can put us in there too. The quote of the day is from an anonymous person who wanted to remain anonymous. I don't want to, give up who it was.
Maybe that cat lawyer is
It might be the cat lawyer. The quote of the day is, "Our job is to love others without stopping to inquire whether or not they are worthy of it." Have a great week, everybody. See you next time.
Buy me a costume.
Love you all.
Buy me a costume.
Bye.